Welcome back, everybody. This is episode 90 of the Road to the Top series. I am Toasty FM. Yeah, 90. That's crazy. 90 episodes. That's unbelievable. Now, you may saying, why the hell would he start on this page? First of all, we have a lot of things to talk about. Obviously, we're in the Europa League. Clap. Because of our results last season. And that means we've had to bring a lot of players. We always bring in a lot of players. That's kind of what I do. I'm always looking to kind of improve the team. They always kind of ask me like, "Oh, this is your 8th signing so far. You're gonna keep going?" I'm like, "Yeah, of course I am." But so first of all, let's look at our signings. And we're not gonna. I'm gonna avoid kind of Europa League stuff for a little bit, just a little tidbit of a time. And let's look purely at transfers. Obviously, you guys know we brought in Diogo Costa. Diogo Costa was the big signing. Well, actually, let's first look at our outs. Durso, gone. They came in with an excellent offer. So good, in fact, that even despite me trying to fight it off, the board kind of pushed it through. It was enough money for them, apparently. So they went out. Catania, young player, young striker, really good striker that we had last year. Played a couple games. I thought he had scored a goal for us, but didn't. And we sent him out. We sold him. A good offer for a player that's never really played for us. And strikers seem to be readily available. A player of his quality, as you see, ones that we brought in later on. But yeah, I was willing to let him go. Arthur, we brought him in kind of as just a backup, as you know, in the winter. Gone, obviously. Rodic, backup player. We can bring him better. Lasenu can bring him better. Lamel. I mean, these are all players that Cabrin, we have better players. Not Lucas Benegas. Cabrin, we have better players in the attacking mid spot. A lot better. Benegas is a player that we're even unable to get him out on loan. Gascoigne, he had high potential. Never lived up to it. His potential went down severely. Abdulrahman Franch, a youth player here. Again, never really fulfilled his kind of abilities as a player. Because of the Europa League things, I have thought about bringing them back. Just because there is a certain amount of players that were in the club. That group, kind of were brought up in the club. I thought about signing them, but it's not going to happen. Bresciani, gone. Opsi, Werner went out. Olympiacos come in from the winter. I told you guys about that. Vugnarek, he's a player that we signed up. He's on loan. When did we sign him? When did we sign him? I feel like he's a new signing, but we had him for a while. He was on loan last season. He's out on loan again. Bruno Silva, young player we brought in also last year. He's out on loan. Who else we got here? Ken Hazel out on loan again. Another attacking mid player with great ability. So I'm happy to see him out. Antonio Souza was a young player that we just never. He had potential to improve, but never to a player that would ever play for us. Maybe 2.5 stars. It was just not worth it. Let him go. Billy Osborne we sold just because Billy Osborne obviously wanted more playing time at the end of last season. I said we know number 10s are available to us usually. So I thought it'd be better to cash in on them really quick. I'd rather kind of build around Valdez. That's what we've done. Biagiotti, I think he's the center mid. Oh, the striker. Oh, I think Bresciani was the. I get confused. It's too many. He was the center midfielder, right? Out. Anyway, yeah. Anyway, yeah, he's gone. Then we have Rumanet, another player like Antonio Sousa, just not good enough, so he left. Antonio, backup, right back. We could sign better players, so he's out. And Mario Vieira, another number 10. Mafra came in with a solid bid. Again, because of the players we brought in, he was worth I was thinking about having him as maybe a third option, but he ended up coming with an offer that I thought was good enough, so we sent him out as well. Now, still Costa, obviously. That's probably the biggest possible signing. Obviously, you'll see from here below, we made more expensive signings, but his signing specifically has been huge for us. And on a free, which is ginormous. Ben Phelan, young center midfielder. He's going to go straight into the under-19s. But a solid player, has some good potential. English, I believe he played for Southampton. Yeah, Southampton. I thought Tottenham, but that was Billy Osborne, I think, or somebody played for Tottenham. Matt Fredini, I told you about, goalkeeper. He's going to be about a third option just in case something else happens. Sergio Murillo, attacking midfielder. Very good, obviously, 5-star potential. He's a very good player. Good first touch, good passing, and obviously not as good physically as Billy Osborne was, but rarely are some players. Billy Osborne was rapid quick, so I think he's better just as a backup player than Billy Osborne was in this team. I think he serves a better role there. Semprini, with the loss of Marin last year, obviously, we brought in another center back, and he's a very good center back. Good marking, good tackling, good heading, good jumping reach, good strength, good positioning. Just a very solid center back, and that's what we need to go alongside Lazic. Lazic has been a rock here for a while, so happy to bring him in. Roberto Dias, a young striker. He probably might be going out on loan. He's obviously very good physically, great pace, and all that, but not great finishing. I want to develop him a little bit more, something for the future. I signed him, for cheap. 5K, might as well. Miguel Marquez, though, he's a type of striker that we're hopefully going to build around. He's still very young. He's 18. I'm thinking about putting him out on loan, in all honesty, just because we have Correa. Things could happen. We have Correa, we have Perez, we have Roberto Dias. Roberto Dias, I think, would be a good third option on the squad. And Marquez, he's so good that I want him to play. I want him to get out there and get some experience. So he might have to go out. But I'm not sure if somebody comes in for Correa, somebody comes in for Perez, things might happen. He might become maybe our number one striker automatically off the bat. So, things can happen. I'm not going to put anything, nothing set in stone at this moment. Then we start up Luke Harrington, a player from Newcastle. Now, plays as an advanced playmaker, plays as a deep-lying playmaker. But one thing about him, I saw it, and these were things that were available to me when scouting report, and that was his stamina as his strength, something that is very important as a ball-winning midfielder. You're gonna say, okay, he's I'm not sure how big he is, but it's a player who's a deep-lying playmaker, he's an advanced playmaker. He's always a playmaker, and you're going to switch him straight into a ball-winning midfielder. First of all, he's 6'1". He's 180 pounds. He's a big, strong guy. 50 stamina, 17 strength, good determination. Not great bravery, not great aggression, not great positioning. Not things we can work on. Not a great tackler. But, the teamwork, the determination, his work rate's okay. But his stamina and his strength is huge. And I think he's going to be very good for us. I think he can develop into a solid player for us in that ball-win midfield role that Durso left behind. Lucci. I hated him last year, but we needed a backup left back. I was worried about Valenzuela. He almost got red carded in the first game. I thought he was, but I brought him in for another year. We're not really paying him anything, to be honest, which is great. He's on loan from Fiorentina, I thought. Maybe if something else happens, we can we can send him back or something, but I think he's good enough for now for us. And then these last two signings are more players for the future. From Le Havre, we signed up Waheb La Montagne. Oh, that was a good little yeah. But he's a solid center back, and we're hopefully be sending him out on loan. Player for the future. I think he's a very solid player. Hoping to see great things from him in the future. And then Vava, who's going to be a backup right back. My scouting team kind of screwed me here. I thought he was better. I thought he's a quality player. I mean, he's going to be able to play for us, but based on the transfer fee we paid for him, I thought he'd be better. 22-year-old Brazilian from Bahia. We paid a good amount for him. He doesn't have great potential or great current ability. But as a backup, I think he'll be fine. I was expecting, we got rid of Antonio. I was expecting something a little bit better in return through Vava. But I think he'll be fine. Has good stamina, has good strength. Marking, tackling could be a lot better. But, I mean, I think we'll be fine there. You know, we have a few center backs that can play out there. If he's not, you know, showing any kind of quality ability, then we can change that. Now, to the schedule. Now, usually I come back to the first actual competitive game. I didn't do that. I saw a draw for the third round of qualifying for the Europa League. I said, okay, I don't know how good our opponent is. We could get blown out. So I said, let's do the first game. Come back in the second game. You know, maybe we'll see what happens there. Fortunately for us, though, we played absolutely out of our minds against Mold FK. Obviously at home, Correa started. I thought he didn't play that much last year. You know, hopefully we can get out there and he can do something for us. He was excellent. Semprini was out there taking free kicks. Even though we have Momar Diop out there, Alessandro Semprini was taking free kicks for whatever reason. Free kick taking 7. I don't know why that was what it was, but whatever. He got an assist, so that's all that matters. It was Semprini to Lazic, which was great. Warrington, our new signing, he scored a great goal from outside the box. He was the man of the match. Overall, a really solid game, and it definitely puts us in a great position to qualify for the next round for the playoff. That's our goal that was given to us by the board to reach the playoff. I mean, I think we can make it to the group stage depending on who we get in that playoff, but it's going to be tough. So we're going to see about that. I know I'm not making any predictions yet. We'll see if we get through this. We'll see who our opponents are and all that stuff. But I'm happy to see that we're really putting you know, some quality performance together to start the season. We've always been a strong start. We've always gotten strong starts to the season. Kind of had a lull in the middle and then come back near the end. So maybe this year, you know, it helps us to get into the group stage a little bit. Now, the squad itself is pretty strong. 2 big losses though so far this season, but not really losses because I mean they're doing things internationally, and that's George. He is at the Olympics with the Portugal under-23s, doing great things there. Obviously didn't play for us in the Europa League. Actually played in the Olympic Games, which is great. Great to see a player of ours getting such great exposure out there. We obviously signed him up to a new contract. He's going to be a good player for us, hopefully for a long time. Hopefully nobody teams come in for him. And if they do, they're going to have to spend a good amount of money because I think he's an excellent player for us. Now, also, where is he? Diop is also on international duty. He wasn't at first, but Mame Diop got injured, so Momar Diop got called up after a little bit to replace him. So, because we haven't signed up a backup left midfielder yet, I'm not really sure what we're going to do in this upcoming game. We might just stick somebody out there. I'm not really sure, but again, pretty happy with him. Getting some international experience. I mean, it's under 23s, but still, that's as close as you can get to the first team in the Olympics and stuff. So I'm happy for that. And so yeah, that's basically our team. We have, I mean, our team looks the way it is right now. We have Kostulis, who's a great player that we had on loan last year. He's featuring us so far. Murillo came in and played in the game. We have a few strikers, like I said. We're gonna have to figure that out. Correa has been playing extremely well. Valenzuela out there, Lucci. We have a good amount of center backs. Dabo, our youth player, is going to be featuring this year. He's one of the actual players that was actually trained at the club. So he's going to be playing. And he's young, and he has potential. So, I mean, obviously we need him for registration, but it's also nice to have a player of his quality that we could bring in as a third or fourth option at center back in case something happens. So hopefully he'll be getting some playing time in some cup games, something like that this year. 3 goalkeepers. I thought Manfredini may be a little bit better. He's about as good as Pizzi. Pizzi has a little bit more. Pezzi has a little bit more potential. So they might both feature. I'm not really sure. So let's just get into the game. Get through it. See what we can do in the next round. Hopefully, knock on wood. I better stop talking before we lose this game 5-0, and I go home with my tail between my legs. So let's get into the game and see who we're going to be playing with. Alright guys, so this is the lineup we're going with today. Now, because we are lacking that attacking threat through the op, go with a little bit of formation, and we're trying to protect the lead. So we're going to go with the 4-1-4-1. I think we'll be fine. Valdeciers and that playmaker role, Warrington at center mid, Silva and Baldwin in midfield role. Valenzuela has found himself on the left wing. That's pretty much, and that means Lucci comes in at left back. A pretty regular. I mean, this is kind of what we've been going with. If only George were here, he could play on the left for us, but he's on international duty. So we're going to wherever the hell Mold is from. I think Mold. That sounds terrible. We're playing Mold today. Mold FK. Where the hell are they from? Norway, the Norwegian club. So we're coming up against them in Norway, so it's gonna be tough. I mean, this is the furthest we've ever gone. We've gone to the Azores a couple times, to Madeira, but they have nice weather. I think going to Norway might be just a tad bit different. Just in my mind, it might be. Now we can finish this game 0-0. I wouldn't mind it. Any type of loss. We could lose 3-0. We could lose 5-1 as long as we get through this round. I don't care. Obviously, I think we're the better team, and we should get through this round. Based on, I thought we'd do well. I thought we may get like a 2-0 win out of it, but a 4-0 win. We don't really have something to compare it to, but because we don't know where they are compared to likes of a Benfica, a Sporting, but I do know we have quality players, and hopefully, they could prove it today. Now, it's interesting to see the other results so far. A lot of names the likes of Wolfsburg, Club Brugge. Club Brugge actually got a red card in the first minute, so that might be a problem for their Vitesse is out there. Grasshopper Zurich. Luzerne, which is one of our players, has ended up one of our goalkeepers. Feyenoord is there. Let's see who other teams are in there. Hearts, Mönchengladbach, Rangers against Genk. Those are 2 good teams that could make it into later rounds. Unfortunately for them, that they've found themselves facing each other in the 3rd qualifying round. Let's see who else have. Natsk against Malmo, Prague. Maccabi, whatever. CSK Moscow has found itself here. PAOK. Lazio, that's interesting. Celta Vigo. Chaves, our fellow Portuguese team, are there. Slavia Prague, losing 4-0 to Valorenga. Stade Rennes, Young Boys. So there's definitely some teams in there that I'd like to avoid. Maybe like a Wolfsburg, a Mönchengladbach, maybe a Feyenoord. I wouldn't, you know, I'd kind of not want to face. But there's also a lot of other teams that I think we could perform well against, and I think it's just gonna be a matter of us getting out there, as we're gonna give up a penalty here via Lazic. Lazic is a very good defender, but does give away the occasional penalty that I've noticed. He kind of does have a propensity to do that. So they're gonna take the penalty here. I don't know who's going to be taking it. Number 15, 25 for them. 15, Barbol. Has that one of those O's with the line through it. Vigar Barbol scores the goal for them from the spot. Them scoring it is a problem and not a problem. Obviously, it kind of goes into our game plan. We're not trying to really score it here. We're trying to just get through it as easily without getting hurt or anything. But also, I think it gives them a little bit of an extra confidence that we may have not wanted. That being said, it is from the spot. They haven't really, created anything. But still, we don't want them to think that one goal can turn into two, that two can turn into three, and so on and so on. So if we were to get a quick equalizer, or something along those lines, I think it'd be huge in the context of the season as a whole. As Correa, it looks like he was offside. He definitely had to be offside. He was not, apparently. Valenzuela got the assist. I have to look at this. Okay, that was a very, very good job by Correa to beat the offside trap there, or just to beat the defensive line. But Valenzuela put in a solid ball there, and that's the goal. I think that goal clearly puts the nail in the coffin. I think they're toothless to really do anything else. I think we've been great defensively. I mean, giving up the penalty is not great, but I think tactically in the game as a whole, this is kind of what we wanted. So, about 15 minutes left. I'm probably going to make a sub here. Give some of our younger players some time in the game. I think Marquez is going to get some time in a striker there. I might actually gonna go out of our shell a little bit, kind of go in these last 15 minutes or so, and just let the guys play. See what they could do with it a little bit. So let's do that. Let's put them back in their normal formations. Valenzuela's a little bit out of it. So let's put Marquez up top. Correa had another great game. That's 3 goals in 2 games in Europa League. Very good. Let's get. I mean, we have a lot of the similar players. I mean, we don't have a lot of options here. So let's get Murillo in at the cam, and just see out the game and make sure we're ready for our game coming up in a couple weeks. At the end of this game, we're going to look at the schedule. Well, we have to see what the draw is. That's going to be coming up tomorrow in game. So at the end of this episode, you'll be able to see the draw, which will be very, very interesting. Our first, have we done a live draw on the in an episode? I don't think we have, because I think all the cup games always fall kind of in the middle. I don't really care about the Portuguese Cup stuff. So I think it'd be kind of fun to see a live draw, see where we end up. So This should be probably last kick of the game. They might get a goal here. Semprini does a good job. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's game over. I'm very happy with the way we performed over the 2 legs. Excellent. You know, representative of the team. And we're missing some players. We're missing likes of, I mean, we missed Diop in this game. We missed George in the first game. We're still integrating a couple new players. So, so pretty good, pretty good. Very happy with that. So, when we get back, we'll probably be in the Europa League playoff draw. Alright, guys, so here it is. It says here that we have not been seeded, so we will play against Borussia Mönchengladbach, Real Club Celta de Vigo, or Vitesse. So, I guess all we can do is just get into it. Let's get into the automatic draw and see what happens. Now, so Vålerenga is going to play Club Brugge. Qarabag from Azerbaijan is going to play Istanbul Başakşehir. PAOK is going to play Trenčín from Slovakia. I'm not going to pronounce either of those. Wolfsburg will be playing Lava Diakos. Manlaspor will be playing Liga Warsaw. Gladbach. Please let me guess. Please let me guess. Okay, Luzern. That probably was the team I was worried about the most, I think. It was Gladbach. We've played Celta Vigo in a friendly. We drew 1-1, and we were leading. So, you know, that wouldn't be the worst thing ever. A few other teams, Steaua Bucharest will play SK Sofia. Hajduk Split will be playing Armani and Nicosia. Nicosia, Anderlecht will be playing Randers. Stad Ren will be playing Reed. Vitesse and Rangers. So it looks like it's going to be us against Celta de Vigo. Wow. I think we can do it. I mean, they've kind of been the story. One of the stories of Spain last couple years in real life is that they've kind of come up. They've signed some really quality players. Iago Aspas has been great. Nolito, the former Benfica man who is now at Man City, was there doing great things. And so I mean, I don't know what kind of level they're at now. Let's look at them. Celta de Vigo. As I said, we drew 1-1 against them. They've been, you know, a solid team. 12th, 8th, 12th, 10th, 5th. Finished 4th one year. Got in the Champions League, 9th, and then 7th last year. So they are not, you know, one of the high. I mean, 7th is probably the lowest you can get into Europe in Spain. I mean that's like almost half the teams. So I mean they have players that we know. I mean, and a coach that we know. Mauricio Pochettino is the manager of Celta Vigo. It looks like he went to Valencia for a year, ended up at Celta Vigo. Very good player. Have to worry about. Very good coach. You don't have to worry about him. Joel Veltman, the young Dutch defender. He's very highly rated. Obviously, very good. Their captain. Have to watch out for him for sure. As a player, plays center back or on the right back. Nacho, I think the former Real Madrid man. Looks like it is. Another good player. So defensively, I think they're going to be solid with Veltman and Nacho back there. And then Mbaye Niang, the very rapid Mbaye Niang in real life. AC Milan, I think in real life he is at Watford. I think maybe. Highly rated player because he's rapid. Now he's a little bit older now. He's in his 30s at this point, or at least close, 29. Would easily be, I mean, he might have the salary of our entire team. So, I mean, I probably should be looking at this because it's going to discourage me. But it's going to be tough, but I think we can do it. I mean, we drew 1-1 against them. I mean, this is gonna be a long episode, but I think it's worth it. It's a special day. I mean, let's look at how this game ended up. If we could. I don't play my friendlies, so I don't know what the team looked like or anything. Look at Pezzi out there. A bunch of players I have never heard of. Preda was out there. Dabo played. Okay, Broby, Lucci. Murillo played. Warrington, DeVoe, Cunha, Roberto Diaz, Marquez. Okay, so yeah, I mean, we brought some of our heavy hitters on in the second half. But it definitely wasn't our best 11. Hopefully we can have likes of George and Diop back for that game. I mean, they had Veltman, and I don't know these players. So, I mean, Rodrigo Paul is a player I know. Baya Niang is somebody I know. I mean, Pablo Sarabia is a player I know. I believe he's at Sevilla now in real life. So, and we were the better team on the day. We scored first through Roberto Diaz. So, I think we can do it. I mean, there's no reason why we can't, in my opinion. So it looks like, I think we're going to come back on for that game. We're going to for the second leg. So so we have Murcia friendly, Guimarães, Vigo first leg, Rio Ave there, and then Celta Vigo. Wow, I can't believe we're in the Europa League. I can't believe we're close. I mean, we get through this. We're in the group stage, and that means millions of pounds possible for us. So thank you guys. None of this would be possible without you. Make sure you guys like and subscribe, and take care of yourselves.